What is up, guys, and welcome to the most efficient bungalow that you can create. Now, I know that's a pretty big claim, but we're going to be utilizing all 5 employees to create a fully automatic laboratory inside the bungalow. And this is possible to set up from the sweatshop. And if you don't believe me, check out my channel. I have a playthrough where I set up this exact laboratory and we have it running perfectly. The amount of product this lab is going to produce is going to propel you into the barn or even the docks. It will get you the van or vans, and it will get you the cheetah if you so desire. The amount of product that this lab produces is really crazy, and the best thing about it is it's totally hands-off, fully automatic. All you need to do is stock jars, buy phosphorus and acid and 1 mixing agent, and that is it. But we have made it so easy to do that. Okay, so we're going to start with the minimum item requirements. First and foremost, we're going to start with the employees. You're going to want 3 chemists and 2 handlers. Next on the list, you're going to want a mixing station Mark II. And then third on the list, you're going to want 4 lab ovens and then 4 chemistry stations. You're also going to want a packing station Mark I. Mark I, not Mark II. You're also going to want 11 large shelves and 1 medium shelf. So those are going to be your item requirements to set up the lab. The list will be in the description as well. Now we're going to get into your resources, so the things that you're going to need to keep this lab running. First and foremost, you're going to want at minimum 40 phosphorus, 40 acid, 40 pseudo, 80 jars, and 160 blue pills. And that's it. That is the minimum requirements to get this lab fully operational and fully set up, totally automated, hands off, and that will propel you into the next stage of the game. Now, we're just going to get straight into setting this lab up. Okay, so we're going to start with the chemistry stations. We're going to put 2 against this wall right here, and we're going to put 2 more adjacent lab ovens against the chemistry sets. We're going to come back around, 2 more chemistry sets right here, and 2 more lab ovens like so. Okay, so I don't mean to overwhelm you, but this is more than the minimum requirements. This is going to be your optional extras included. So, for those of you that may have been already running out of the bungalow and you have a bit of money and you're deciding whether to go to the barn or the docks, this is where your optional extras are going to come in. The first optional extra that you're going to want is a Veeper van. And when I say first, I mean first. Prioritize the Veeper van as fast as you can. The reason for that is because of all of your trunk space. So when it comes to resupplying your laboratory, you're going to be able to do less trips. You're going to be able to fill up. You're going to go to the gas station. You can fill up the van. You can go to the warehouse. You can fill up the van. Require a lot less skateboarding around is required. Okay, so that is first on the list for optional extras. Now let's get into the other optional extras. Secondly, you're going to want a packing station Mark II. And I'm just going to put that there because that is where it's going to go. And then for supplies, you're going to want at least 80 acid, 80 phosphorus, 120 pseudo, 320 blue pills, and 160 jars. I'll say it again. The items required will be in the description. Now, depends on what stage you are in the game. Don't go buying 120 pseudo if the only pseudo that you can buy is low quality, because eventually you're going to move into the next region that requires the standards of moderate quality. So that low quality product that you produce is not going to be good enough for downtown. So don't buy a bunch of pseudo at low quality. Stagger your pseudo purchases if you're still pretty early in the game. Now I'm going to quickly show you how I have all of my shelves set up. So for this shelf, I'm going to have 20 acid, 20 phosphorus, and 40 pseudo. You can set up these shelves however you like, but these two shelves here will be supplying all of your chemistry stations. So you want to make sure it's relatively even. So as you can see, we have 2 chemistry sets assigned to this one shelf. So we have 20 phosphorus, 20 acid, and I've just put extra pseudo in here. And I do the exact same for the next shelf. Feel free to set these up how you like. For the next 2 shelves, I have my mixing agents, and I am running blue pills for this exact reason. If we go into products and we select the mix, which is going to be this mix right here, we can see it has an asking price of 102 and a scale here of 100%. Now, there are some other mixing agents that come close, like such as chili, even Red Bull. But I have found this to be the best, and you can even up the suggested price to 115. And of course, the cost of our mixer comes in pretty low at $4 compared to $6 here and $9 up here. So that is why we have one single stage mixing. And for people that do multiple stage mixing, feel free to completely redesign the setup how you see fit. But because we have fully maxed out handlers, we will not be doing any multiple stage mixing, nor do I feature it in any of my videos. I focus on production. I'm not super interested in the mixing side of things. The more that you mix, the more that the cost of your product increases, the more times it takes to produce one unit. You can probably produce 2 units in the time that it would. You probably produce 4 units, maybe even 5, in the time that it could take to mix. So we have a fully automatic setup. We couldn't fit more employees in here to do more mixes even if we wanted to. So that's going to be why I have 2 shelves of blue pills here, and the next 3 shelves are going to be completely full of jars. So these are full of blue pills, next 3 shelves are full of jars, and finally the last shelf is full of blue pills. Now we're going to go into our overflow. This is what I call these 2 shelves here. We have one on the left completely full of pseudo, and these shelves are going to be full of acid and phosphorus. Now the keen eye observer would notice that will fully stock all of your shelves, and so will that, without having to touch your supply shelves here. Now that's going to be it for all of the items required. Now I'm going to show you how to set up the shelves. So I have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shelves out, and I have them positioned evenly between the wall, and I've just built 8 shelves out. So your shelves are going to be empty at the moment. Then I've come against this wall here, and I've left a gap here purposely of 4 tiles, and I've gone one over and put a large shelf here and then a medium shelf here. This is by design. And then if you followed this setup exactly, you're going to have 2 shelves in your inventory. One of your other shelves is going to go here up against the bedroom wall, and then your last shelf we're going to place down like this. And we do that so we can access the shelf behind without having to jump over. So that's why we left that gap there. Now you're still going to have a mixing station in your inventory. You're going to plonk that down there. You're going to take your packing station Mark 1 and put it up against the bedroom wall like so. Now I have an extra 10 jars in my inventory, and I'm just going to put them straight into the packing station. Now without further ado, let's set up our chemistry sets and lab ovens. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk up to the first chemistry set. We're going to hold shift and left click, and we're going to go and do the same, shift left click all of the chemistry stations. Now we're going to press E, select recipe to liquid METH. Now we're going to see on the same menu a destination button. We're going to click the destination and we're going to drag. No, sorry, that's a mistake. You're not going to do that. You're now going to move on to the lab ovens. You're going to shift left click all of the lab ovens. And you're going to manage 4 lab ovens and select the destination to this shelf right here. And while we're at it, we're going to select the chemistry sets and select the destination to the opposing lab oven. So how you select the destination, you press E, you see the destination and how it says none. You're going to click the none and drag it and then left click on the lab oven. Now, all of the chemistry sets are going to have a recipe assigned and a destination to the lab ovens, and all of the lab ovens are going to be assigned to the one shelf. Perfect. Now, we're going to go outside and we're going to start with the furthest right employee or the furthest right chemist that you have, and we're going to assign some stations. They're not going to have anything set or a bed, and that's fine. We're just going to start assigning stations. So for the first employee, for the first chemist, you're going to walk up, you're going to press E, see the Assign Stations tab, you're going to click that, walk inside, and you're going to select the furthest in chemistry set and the 2 chemistry sets over here. So you should have this chemistry set assigned, this chemistry set assigned, and this chemistry set assigned here. These two, this chemistry set will remain unassigned for now. We're going to go back outside. We're going to see she has full assignments. Now we're going to go to Linda, or your next chemist, and we're going to assign them lab ovens. We're going to assign this lab oven, and that lab oven. Now you will notice we don't have anyone assigned for this chemistry set and this lab oven. That is by design. We're going to go to the last chemist, assign the stations. We're going to assign her that chemistry station, that lab oven, and also this mixing station right here. Okay, so we're going to move on to the first handler now. We're going to press E and we're going to see assign stations none. We're going to click the assign stations. We're going to walk into the bedroom and select the packing station Mark 1. You're going to see a little tab down here that says routes or routes, depends where you're from. You're going to see this button, add new. We're going to click that and you're going to see 2 nuns. You're going to click the left none. You're going to walk over here and you're going to see 3, well, we have 3 shelves with jars on them. I'm going to select the middle jar. And then I'm going to select the destination to, you guessed it, the packing station. I'm going to do the same thing again for the other shelf of jars. Now, I've only selected 2 out of the 3 jar shelves and assigned it to the packing station because the 3rd shelf is our overflow, which means we are going to be putting that and stocking these 2 shelves up without stopping production. Now, we're not done just yet. We're going to go back to the chemist that has assigned a packing station, and we're going to select routes again with the first none. We're going to walk inside and we're going to select the first shelf of blue pills, and we're going to assign it to the mixing station. Then we're going to select the second shelf of blue pills and we're going to assign it to the mixing station. Finally, we're going to walk to the handler with the assigned packing station. We're going to assign him 1 more, and his last option, we're going to select the first none. We're going to walk to this shelf here and we're going to assign it to the mixing station. And while we're standing in front of the mixing station, we're going to press E on it and we're going to change this threshold to 10. And we're going to select the destination of the mixing station to the packaging station. And while we're standing in front of the packaging station, we're going to press E and select the destination to this shelf right here. So now you have your handler restocking your packaging station with jars and restocking your mixing table with mixer. And he's also going to be taking your finished product to the mixing station. And your chemist will be taking the finished mixed product to the packaging station, where your packer will then pack it and then take it to the finished product shelf. So that is what your handler should look like. Assigned a packaging station, and these should be all of his routes. Now, we still have some more to do. We're going to go on to the second handler. Now, we're not going to assign him any stations, and we're going to assign him some routes. We're going to select the first none. We're going to walk inside, and we're going to select the first closest to the wall shelf. And then we're going to select the second none, and we're just going to put it on this chemistry set here. And we're going to do the same thing again. The first shelf against the wall, 2, not this shelf, not this one, the one next to it. And we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to select the next shelf over, and we're going to change the destination to this shelf here. And then finally, we're going to select the second shelf over again and select it to the last chemistry set. Now, because the handler only restocks chemistry stations with 1 unit at a time, he will only pick up 1 unit at a time to restock. So that's all this handler will be assigned to. Here's one more slot here. If you feel like you want to put 1 blue pill and feed that into here, or feed your jars into your jars, or do something along the lines, feel free to do so, but I will not be doing that. This is set up pretty good how it is. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our overflows. We're just going to grab out as much as we can, and we're going to set up the chemistry stations by putting 10 pseudo, 10 phosphorus, 10 pseudo, 10 phosphorus, and you're going to place 10 pseudo, 10 phosphorus, and 10 acid in every single lab until you've cleared both of these shelves. Or if you went with the minimum item requirements, that will be all of your pseudo and all of your acid filled up the chemistry sets. Now we have nothing left to do but pay our employees. But before we do that, we actually have to assign them beds. It is very easy to assign them beds. We're just going to walk up, press E, select the bed option, and we're going to start assigning beds. To do that, you just assign the bed and left click on the bed. Now, I know a lot of you are already going for the comments to say, you can put the beds in the sweatshop, you can put the beds in the motel and assign them beds there, and that will free up space in your bedroom. But let me say to you, this is a fully automatic laboratory. We already have the maximum amount of employees with the maximum amount of assignments. We couldn't assign any more stations to these employees even if we wanted to. Now, if you want to place all of your beds in the sweatshop or all of your beds in the motel to set up a little operation in here, why don't you just set up an operation in the sweatshop? You have room for another bed here. You can assign your 1 employee from the sweatshop to this bed here and then set up your own operation, another automatic operation in the sweatshop. So that would be a more efficient way of moving these beds. Or if you would like, you can move all of the beds and run back and forth to supply them cash, but we're not going to be doing that because I don't want to do any hands-on work here. This is automatic. This will produce so much product for you. Let me show you. So now we're just going to pay our employees. Employees are going to start coming in and getting straight to work. Now, as you can see, the one handler he's grabbing, he's going to walk to that shelf 6 times in total to restock 1 unit on each chemistry set. He is incredibly inefficient, but it saves us having to do it. And there we have it. All Bunsen's have been turned on. So while we're waiting for these Bunsen's to cook, what we can actually do is we can sleep. And that's going to cycle all of the Bunsen's. And there you have it. We have all Bunsen's burning again and all lab ovens cooking. So here we have our chemist coming in and breaking up our final product. She is now going to take it to the final destination for the chemists, and it is going to sit until the handler walks through that door. He is going to come and grab the final product, put it onto the mixing table. He is then going to walk away. The chemist is going to come, turn the mixing station on. There it goes. The handler is going to walk back inside. He's going to grab more mixing, put put it onto the mixing station. Now, it might seem inefficient because he's only cooking 10 at a time, but now all of these lab ovens are dinging. You're going to get more product in here. You're going to get 20 to 30 product, maybe even 40, and he will grab 20 at a time. So he's not only going to be mixing 10 at all times. So you can hear all of the lab ovens starting to go. The mixing table, she's going to grab it from, I'm going to open the door for her. She's going to put it onto the packaging station. Now, if we wait here very patiently, hello friend, he's going to come in, package nicely mixed product, take the 2 jars and put it onto our table. As you can see, we already have product flowing to our final destination. We have Bunsen's turning back on, lab oven's still cooking, just been switched on, more product flowing. He has just grabbed 20. She is already turning the mixing table on. There you have it, 20 product, 20 mixer, 20 in the shelves. We already have produced 2 jars. We have product coming out. It's going to go straight back down again. He's packaging more product. More product is about to be mixed. We have lab ovens on. 4 lab ovens on. 4 chemistry sets running. We have product cycling through. Product has just been finished being packed. Product has been mixed. This is the most efficient laboratory you can build in the Bungalow cycle complete. Thank you so much for watching. If this video has helped you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hours and hours and hours has gone into setting up this guide for you, not including the 1 million net worth on this profile to be able to deconstruct and reconstruct different setups in order to create the most optimal guide for you. Now, before I leave you, your only job is to maintain this shelf, this shelf, this shelf, this shelf, this shelf, and this shelf. Now, it might seem like a bit of hard work, but I promise you it's not. You have a lot of product here. You have 64 jars of product worth on these shelves, how they currently sit. So you definitely do not need to be restocking it all the time. If you have the van, you can go, once you see the final shelf starting to dwindle and you've already cycled through your overflow, you can jump in the van, grab all of your jars at one time and restock. And then you can grab all of your mixer at one time and restock. And then finally you can grab all of your acid, phosphorus, and pseudo at one time and restock. Very minimal upkeep for this laboratory. And if you have set it up exactly how I have set it up, you would already be producing 8 jars with a mixing station down, lab ovens 2 minutes away from coming out. You will have product overflowing, and it is an expensive product. You can survive out of this Bungalow probably until in-game, and the second that you unload a brick press, unlock the brick press, replace that packing station with the brick press, and just produce bricks of your product. Thanks so much for watching. That is going to be it, and of course I will see you in the next one.